Before I continue working on that patah sword, I want to build pretty much a steel donut out of another section of axle shaft so that I can form the hot metal with a dished out area. You'll see what I mean when I start working on it more in detail. It's hard to explain right now for some reason. But before I can do that, I need to make a bending jig or a wrapping jig so that I can wrap this axle around this piece of DOM. And I need to make a stop block for it. So essentially I'm building a fixture to build a die, if you will. So that's where we're going to start this video at. And I'm not going to include it in the patah series because this is not specifically for it. It's a lot of work to build a die just for making one, hand covering. I'll be able to make helmets with this or ladles or all kinds of things with this die once I get it built. So I'll lay out, measure, and mark all my materials and cut them on the chop saw behind me here. And I'll weld it. And then I'll explain what I'm going to do. Probably more in depth when I heat it up. So now I have this jig welded down to this trailer. So now the wrapping will take place. I'm going to heat up this axle as orange as I can get it, stick it in here, walk around in a circle, and basically make like a giant chainmail ring out of this 1.5 inch steel. And then once I get that ring, I'm going to cut it and then close it, and I'll have a steel donut. That's got a nice little radiused hole in the center for forming cone-shaped or dish-shaped items. And then that will be welded to a plate, and I'm going to forge down the square section so it fits in the hardy hole on my anvil. I may have miscalculated the force necessary to bend that thing. Oh man, I'm scooting that thing all over the place. So I might have to indeed attach it to my truck, or even put it in the vise on the back of my truck. Yeah, there it is. I might have to do 2 halves and just weld them too. That wouldn't hurt my feelings any. I'll let that cool down and kind of anneal, because it is, you know, medium carbon steel, which should make really excellent tooling. Yeah, it's for some reason, I think it's because it's so much more open to get the big piece in there. That thing doesn't seem to be putting out the heat it usually does. I might have to resort to the coal forge. Okay, I've revised things from last night. I was actually spinning this circle, or this trailer around in a circle, trying to bend that thing. So I modified the fixture so that I can clamp it in a vise on all 4 sides. It's hooked to my truck. If I can turn the truck in a circle, I'm certainly strong enough to bend this bar hot. And I was having some issues with my little atmospheric gas forge. It wasn't quite reaching the temperatures I wanted. So today, I just tested it, and the cool thing is, it does fit in the blast furnace. So there it is, wrapped in a circle, just like a giant chainmail ring. Now what I'm going to do is, while it's still really, really warm, it's still about 1,000 degrees. You just can't see it glowing because of the sun. I'm going to take the cutting torch and cut it straight along through there, so that I can then heat it up in the small forge again and just twist it closed, or hammer it closed. I decided to just use the blast furnace to bend the ring as well, since it's already hot. I'll call that good. Alright. I'm going to continue forging this taper down so that it'll fit in that hardy hole on the anvil. But I'm gonna do a little stub, and I'm gonna do a longer chunk as well, because I've got this old ball hitch. I'm gonna make a ball stake as well. So I want to make a short nub to go in the base plate for the ring over there. And then I'm going to make the rest of it into a stake that I can weld this onto, so I can have both tooling that fits the inside and the outside. Okay, so here's the anvil, and here's the dishing donut. Now I can take my long hammer, take that circle for the pata in this case, and dish that out just as I would on this wooden one I use for sheet metal for cold work. I can do it here, I can do it on this without all the smoke involved. And then for those hammer dings that are a little more stubborn, I also have a ball stake made out of a catch ball. This goes in, and got this. Sorry about the camera winging all over the place. And then we just tap that in there, and now I can, after I get done dishing it, if there's hammer dings, I can lay it on and then take those out from the outside as well. So two very important little tools there. And some friends stopped by. I just did a little aluminum job too. But that's this.